Alright, this is going to be a short tutorial for all those that may be interested in using Office 365 as well as the OneDrive for Business storage that we now have access to. So all academic staff and all students have access to 1 terabyte of online storage and Office 365. Now most of us have Office as actual software installed on our Office computers, our desktops. What you might not know is that you have access to online versions of them with almost complete functionality of the software package. Students have this as well. Now what this means is that you can save your files to your OneDrive and access them anywhere you like. When you are in the office on your desktop, you can access this way. So I'm opening my computer, and over here on the left hand side with your normal drive, so you've got your C drive, D drive, H, etc. Up here we've got OneDrive for Business. I click on that. These are my files and folders. Now you can create files and folders as you would any other drive, so same kind of way as I would in my documents or anything like that. And you use that via what's called a client, and that client lives on your computer and it sits down here. Okay, so the little blue cloud thing. Now the trick is you can't access OneDrive by this mechanism at home. Okay, the IT security policies prevent this from being installed on your home computer. It used to work, now it doesn't. You won't be able to sync any files that way. What you do therefore is, one thing worth mentioning is when you open, say, Word, as we'll do now, and within that, there you go. So just open a random file there. This is opening the file from my OneDrive on this computer, okay, from the cloud, but happens to be accessed in the computer. If I make any changes to this or I create a new document and I save it to the cloud, it will save to both the client version, which is here, and it will save to the online version, and I'll show you that now. So the way that you access the online version is you go to My UI, and though you can't see it here, I have a bookmark on my bar up here. So you go to My UI, you log in as usual using your normal UI username and password, and then you click on the UI Staff Email tab. Now this will take you initially to a sign-in page, normal UI email and password, sign in. Now this is opening my Outlook. Now this is near identical, operates in the exact same way as your desktop Outlook, the program that you have on your desktop at work. And here we've got all my various emails and things, and I can create, delete, move emails to the exact same folders as if I was using the main software. Here is the genius of the online version. So I'm operating in a browser at the moment. If I click on this blue button up here with these tiles, these are all the Office apps. This is your OneDrive. If you click on this, this is the exact same files, folder structure, layout as this. Okay, so these I created by clicking this drive. I go to my Google Drive, my OneDrive for Business, my personal OneDrive, etc. So these are created here, but you can just as easily create them in the online version here. So we've got new folder. You can create particular documents, etc. You can move things around that way. It's easier to move things around, dragging, dropping, cutting, pasting, etc. on the client version, okay, the desktop version, than it is in the online. But once you've got them there, you can access them wherever you want. Okay. Now, if I go to, let's go to something that you've all seen. So we get membership subs. So if I open this in the browser, it opens the browser version of Excel, and I can now read this document and do whatever I like. Interact that way, read all the information, see who's up to date. If I go to Edit Workbook up here, I can open in full Excel, or I can edit in the browser. Now if I open in full Excel, and you do that at home, it will open it in full Excel, but it will still save any changes. So when you go to save the file, it will save them in the cloud. It won't save them locally, so you're still saving to the same point. What's easier to do is to do Edit in browser, and you'll notice that most of the functionality, if not all, I haven't checked everything. Okay, here's all the local documents I've opened on my desktop version. most of the functionality of full Office, full Excel is here, and I can now edit this. Okay, so just give Dawn an extra month there, and it saves those files automatically. You can edit in main Excel there, so you can switch to any point. I can change the file name by typing in there, okay, and then when I go out of it, it will have saved those changes automatically. It's constantly saving to the cloud, so any changes you make are saved in case you had a crash or anything like that. Now the other thing you can do is create new files. So I could go to the actual Office thing, go to Word, start a new file, open a new file, whatever I want to do. So I could go to Word here. This is just blank Word, but here's all my recent files. Okay, and I could edit those, save them within. Alright. Now what you can do for making sharing and collaborative working is I could share this file with anybody so that they can view it, edit it, whatever you like. You tick the box of the file you want, or multiple files. Okay. If you tick just one file, so if you tick multiples, you can move them around. Okay. If you tick just one file or folder, you can get a link, and you have multiple options of ways to share it. View link UE staff. So if you want to share something with an person outside of UE, you would view or edit the link, no sign in required. If you want to keep it within UE, and I don't mean geographically, I mean just needing to log on. So if I want to share something with just department staff but I want them to be able to access it wherever they are, I would do view or edit link for those staff members where they require to log in. Click on create. It gives you a link. You can copy and paste that link into an email and send it to people. Okay. You can also invite people specifically, and you can say whether they can edit or view it and whether they need to sign in or not. So same thing, but specific people. Okay, so anyone with the share URL from the get a link can access it. So if you forward an email with a link to a file to somebody else, whether you intended to or not, you give them access. If you invite people by typing their name, so there we go, finds people in the address book, and I could share that with David, and only he would be able to access it. Nobody else would be able to do it. He would be able to edit it, but he would have to sign in as him, and only he can access it from his account. That makes it very easy to keep files secure. You can share them with research groups. I've done that this year with my project students, where I have shared folders with students, so I can get a link to that, and by the same process I can share the contents of that folder with particular students. So each folder has a final year project, each student has a final year project folder. They can drop in images, files, references, whatever they want to that, and I can dip in and have a look. They can add things, they can delete things, depending on whether you give them view or edit access. If someone has shared something with you via the, so we show you the get a link or share version. So the share version is a specific person. Okay, if you've shared it with specific people, it will appear over here in your shared with me. Now, there's not many people using this at the moment. I think the only one actively using it, whereas some people out there may have a file shared with them because I've shared it specifically. Okay, so you've got all this access, full functionality. You can access it anywhere you like from any device. I use my phone as well on my tablet. I have the Office app on there, connects to my UE account. I can edit words, PowerPoint files, anything on the fly. It also means, just as a closing, that you can keep your lecture in your OneDrive in the cloud. You can go to the lecture theatre. You just, whoever's logged in on the computer, you can just log into your My UE, and you can open your lecture there and run it on PowerPoint in the lecture theatre without downloading it to that terminal and without having to log in as yourself. So if you're giving a talk, and there are several of you giving talks, what you don't want to do is have to log on and off the computer all the time, because each of you has got your talk shared in the H drive. What you want to do, of course, is be able to just open your talk, and you don't have to remember sticks and things. By using your OneDrive and signing in and out of My UE, far faster. Another thing to bring your attention to very quickly is OneNote, which is a fantastic way of making notes. It's a great way for students to make notes in lectures. It's some reminders here. Got a notebook on things for the new house, so ideas for doors and whatnot. Speech timetabling, links here of things to do. You can have sections for different modules, pages for different lectures, and you type whatever you want, wherever you want it. You can insert various things, pictures, record audio so they can record lectures, that sort of thing. Videos, you can attach files, embed files, whatever you want. It's very, very versatile, and again it automatically saves as you type, and you can move things around at your leisure at a later date to organise your thoughts. So I hope you found that reasonably useful. It means living your life in the cloud, really. It's incredibly easy to use, incredibly versatile. It will make SharePoint using much easier for us. So yeah, give me any calls or questions if you need them, and hopefully you make some use of it. Alright, thanks very much.